guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm at this undisclosed location because guess what? We have it. This is the refreshed, updated 2020 Honda Civic Si sedan. Let's talk a little bit about the Civic and the Si. So obviously the Civic has been that go-to for people for decades as the compact car in Honda's lineup. When you see those two letters, Si, it stands for sports injected, and it's exactly what it means. In this Civic Si, you're going to get more power. You're going to get a 6-speed manual transmission, upgraded brakes, suspension, and a limited slip differential. Now for 2020, there's been some changes, and the Si, that name has been around since the 1980s, if you could believe that. The great news is that today you can get it two different ways, your coupe or sedan. Either way you go, you're gonna have great usability and a fun car to drive at a really affordable price. So let's go ahead, dive into the refreshed 2020 Honda Civic Si. Not only let's see what's different, but really is this the best bang for your import car bucks? Off the bat, what's different for 2020? You're looking at it. We have all new LED headlights. I like the way they blacked out the interior of the headlight housing. You have your LED daytime running lamps. It doesn't stop there. You drop down, this has been refreshed. Put away your maple syrup, put away the toppings you put on your waffle, because guess what? We got rid of that waffle maker look to the fake vents. They just went with a nice flat black, smooth finish. That's all it needs to be. And it's interesting how by getting rid of some of that gloss black, it actually makes the car look better. Updated, upgraded LED fog lamps, and you can see the new touch by taking some of that body color into this lower corner area. Really just gives it a little extra spark that I think if it wasn't there, it looked a little bland. So I like the direction that they went into. You can see how the extension of that lower front fascia, this actually produces downforce. So it's not just about a style, it's about performance. When we get to the front center of this Civic Si, of course, you have to have your Si badge. It's always gonna be that bright red color, sports injected. Flat black is gonna be the same. Everything in this middle area is the same as your 2019, 2018, 2017 Honda Civic Si of this generation. This is the 10th generation of the Honda Civic. Now, as we jump up onto the hood, everything is remaining the same. You're gonna have the same body lines going up into the hood. I kind of like the way they kind of taper in a little bit, gives it a unique style, and something that definitely, this car, you cannot confuse it with a Corolla or a Mazda 3 or really anything else in that compact car class. New for 2020, we have an updated wheel, flat black. I know black has been played out so much on wheels, but this flat black with the rally red, with an E, actually fits it to a T. We have the larger rotors that you're gonna get on the Si, different pads, they're fully ventilated. Underneath the fenders, I can't show you, I promise you they're there, adaptive dampers. What that means is that you have a sport mode button in this Si. When you hit sport, one of the things that's gonna change is the stiffness of those shock absorbers at all four corners. With the Civic Si over the Civic Sport, over the standard Civic, you're gonna get different springs. You're gonna get thicker anti-roll bars. That's gonna really increase the feel and also stop that body roll. This thing for a front wheel drive car handles very, very well. As we continue down the side, you do have color match mirror caps. The one area that I'm gonna zonk, and I wish they would have got rid of this, is this chrome trim across the top. This is a sports injected car. Chrome is the last thing I think about when I think of a sports injected car. So I am gonna zonk that. One thing I'm not gonna zonk is that if you hate making decisions, say you hate choosing one over the other, and you just want it one way, the Si is perfect, because either you go sedan, you go coupe. Other than that, there's really no options. They all come with the sunroof, they all come with the 18-inch wheels, and there's only one transmission, a 6-speed manual. So you better get somebody to teach you if you don't know how to drive one. As we continue down the side, you can see the nice high belt line with Obviously the sedan being a 4-door, it's very important to have that extra body line in there to really just give this side of the car personality. We get to the back, what do we find? A nice low trunk mounted spoiler. Now, coupe actually has a higher, totally different mounted spoiler than the sedan. The one on the coupe is a pedestal style where you have 2 pedestals. This one you can see it's raised, but it's actually connected all the way across the rear trunk area. We drop down. Do we have some new stuff for 2020? Shake your head. Yes, we do. Upgraded here. We took that same bodywork design in there. They still kept the waffle maker griddle look back here, but it's not as obnoxious, and it's flat black, so that kind of tones it down. But I do like the way the extra bodywork comes in. We come across the midsection, you're still gonna get that HDMI exhaust. Now, one thing that's interesting is this car has a sound enhancer to where you're not gonna get extra sound out of the exhaust, but you're gonna hear more sound inside the cabin. You'll see that in a few seconds when we go for a drive. But of course, we wrap it off with an SI badge on the back. Let's go ahead, pop the hood, and see what's powering this Honda Civic Si. All right, guys, we got the hood popped on the 2020 Honda Civic Si. If you're hoping for more horsepower, you're gonna have to hope a little longer because they decided to keep a lot of the powertrain the same. So you're looking at that 1.5 liter inline-4 turbocharged engine, 205 horsepower, 192 pound-feet of torque. That is, just to put in perspective for you, this SI has 31 more horsepower than the Civic Sport. You have that LSD, limited slip differential, is gonna give you some great grip, even though this is front wheel drive. It's mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. 0 to 60, depending on how you dance on your twinkle toes, 6.4 seconds, quarter mile, and 15 flat. MPGs is really the home run of this car. 26 in the city, 36 on the highway. It weighs in around 2,899 pounds. One extra enhancement has been the drive ratio. So a 6% shorter final drive ratio that Honda swears up, down, left, right, and diagonal will give you some quicker acceleration. But let's go ahead, fire it up, and see what it sounds like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Honda Civic Si. I know you're at that point, you're like, Joe, what's the price of this thing? Because it's gotta be more expensive than a 2019. Well, you're right, but it's still probably one of the best performance bargains for an import car on the market. You're looking at MSRP $26,000. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, to the door panels, I like the top of the door panel being soft. Where I'm gonna zonk it is that cloth material on the back portion, and the cloth material on the armrest is as hard as an old piece of candy you left sitting outside. I do like the red contrast stitching, and you do have a nice sized pocket for some milk and some cookies down there. So don't leave them for Santa. You can eat the cookies. The only problem is you're not eating them in my Civic Si, so you're gonna have to ride with somebody else. Soft material, you got the faux carbon fiber, which looks tasteful, looks great in here. What's new for 2020? You see this piece of trim? This is right out of the Civic Type R. Even though it's plastic, it looks like a nice piece of aluminum, anodized aluminum red color. You got your same AC vents, 7-inch touchscreen. What's wonderful is that you're gonna have the side camera, that Honda camera there, when you turn on your right turn signal. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, real easy swipe features, easy to get through. I like the way the start-stop button is bright red. You come down, you get dual climate, heated seats. You have a nice little cubby up here where you can keep your Skittles and taste the rainbow. You have your connectivity, and the reason why there's a cord is because down here is where your USBs are and whatnot. The nice thing is it gives you more room for more snacks down there. Put your breath mints down there. You got plenty of room. This is where you're gonna have the enjoyment. Rolling through your own 6-speed transmission. Decent slow short throws. Are they as short as the Type R? No. The good news is I like the way they take the leather around the shift knob, because if you place your hand up here, you are gonna brand yourself with the shift pattern right on your palm, because during a sunny day, this thing gets hot. A little bit of gloss black. Here's that sport button I was telling you about. You hit this, and that's going to change the parameters of the engine, and also those dampers are going to get stiffer. Electric e-brake, 2 cup holders, and what's smart is you could slide them back and now put your super duper duper big gulp. A USB down in the bottom. If you don't have your super duper duper big gulp, you push this back, you got your 2 cup holders. More of that cloth material. It's hard, I don't like it. Open it up, you got a little tray for your toothpicks, so you can pick all the candy out that you've been eating all day. Close that back down. Seats, new for 2020, nice red material. I like the design. The bolstering is perfect. You would think that the bolstering be too high because it's at that height. It isn't. It holds you in nicely without squeezing you. It is manual controls for the passenger and the driver, but that's okay. Hey, you gotta save weight, right? Sunroof, standard size, and this is not an option. It comes at the $26,000. Come on over to the business end. I wanna show you behind the wheel of the 2020 Si. All right, guys, business end. One thing that's new for 2020, you get standard Honda sensing technology. I still love those brushed aluminum pedals down there. My only zonk is I wish the gas pedal, the throttle, was a little bit higher compared to where the brake pedal is, so that you could have a little bit better heel-toe downshifting. Also, good size on the dead pedal. I just wish they would use the same material and just make it all one unison, nice looking thing down there. Steering wheel though is a piece of race car heaven. I love the red contrast stitching, perfect thickness. Still have these plastic buttons which just look really cheap, but they are easy to use, and you have the same exact dash setup. So you have that nice TFT display. You could scroll through a ton of information. So there's a boost gauge. We could go ahead and keep pushing, and then you could go through your different options. You even have a G meter in here, taking this to the track day. I like the LED bar graph for your coolant and for the fuel. Obviously, tilt and telescoping steering wheel. These are the controls to adjust the seat. 6 feet tall, plenty of room, and that's the thing that blows me away with these Honda Civics is the amount of room in here. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the back seat since this is a sedan and see how usable it is. All right, guys, back seat time. The amazing thing is that even though this is a compact car, it's not the Accord, which is a midsize, still have plenty of room. I did move up the passenger seat just to show you how much room you could have back here, but the driver's seat I left the same. No connectivity back here. That is the one major zonk. At least give me a 12 volt. Give me a 12 volt. They didn't even give you 2 cans and a string back here. So, but you do have plenty of leg room, plenty of headroom as well, which is great. I'm 6 feet tall, totally free and clear of that roof. And then armrests, dang, that thing is soft. Why can't they make this one soft? Nice and soft. 2 drink holders there. You can enjoy carving the corners with whoever's driving. Hopefully they know what they're doing and not flying off the track. But let's check out the trunk, see how usable that space is. All right, guys, time to get to the best part, especially this being a sedan, the trunk space. Before we do, let me show you the key fob. That is your standard Honda key fob. You flip it around, you got your buttons on the back. Nice touch, it's got a nice weight to it. Now you can either press this or you can simply just press the button, use your muscles, it's real light. That's what's mind-blowing right there. Compact car, and you could have tons of space. So it's got a nice large opening. Those seats will do a 60-40 split, and you're ready to rock and roll. To fold the seats down, you pull real easy on those handles, they drop down, and you have tons of space. But if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go ahead and do the best part of this Civic Si review. If you're ready, let's take it for a spin. All right, guys, we're in the 2020 Civic Si. Right now I have it in sport mode, of course. I also was able to bring up the shift indicator lights. You have that option, dump the boost gauge and have the shift lights, that Formula One style where it's yellow, orange, and then of course red. Right off the bat, getting the seat to fit your body, it's real easy, even with the manual controls. Visibility out the front is great. Out the back, it's perfect, and you don't even see that wing if you're worried about that in the back of it. Now, one of my favorite things about this car, especially if you're new to manual transmissions, the clutch is so light. It's got a good pickup point, and it's real easy to modulate. That's gonna really allow you to develop those skills of driving a manual if you are new to the scene. But we're in second gear, on throttle, here we go. So with that limited slip depth, you're gonna get the power getting to the ground very nicely in a controllable way. On the brakes, through this transition, back on throttle. This is really where the Civic Si earns its keep. It's such a smooth car to drive fast. Nice, you get that sound to tell you to shift. So not only do you have the lights, you can listen as well, and that's important to allow you to feel at control of what you're doing. All right, guys, I want to take you through a couple more twisty bits here. Seats, the bolstering, like I said, they're just perfect. And even though they're cloth, I really like the seats. But here we go, first gear on throttle, second gear, and we are off. We're in third right now. Let's see how we do. On the brakes, brakes feel good. Good way to modulate. Holds the line very nice. You can hear that extra sound coming into the cabin for 2020. Look at this, nice steady throttle, stable, on throttle. Leaving it in third, on the brakes, through this transition. Woohoo, yeah! Nice, look at this. Who says a front wheel drive car can't turn? On the brakes, downshift. Wow, here we go. Look at this, nice. This car is a blast, and I'm telling you, there's just something about driving a car that does not have 500, 600, 700 horsepower, and you can just wring its neck. And that's what I love about this Si. It keeps begging for more. And if you know how to drive, you're gonna have a blast. Especially if you could go do an autocross event or even do a track day. So as a daily driver, this thing is not gonna beat you up. Because the clutch is so light, traffic situations are not gonna be a super big deal. They're really not. You got dual climate control, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and the Honda Sensing. Here we go, second gear. I want some more twisties. I'm hungry. Nice, look at this. Look at this. Woohoo! On the brakes, decreasing radius, downshift. Nice. You can feel the limited slip just clawing like a panther, trying to get you out of the turns. Nice, here we go. Here we go, on the brakes. Nice, downshift. Very smooth, very composed, very confidence inspiring. That's what's great about this car. It's very confidence inspiring, no matter what the speed is. Look at this, transitions so well. Ooh, I heard a little pop out the back there. Very nice. I'm telling you, they have this chassis sorted out. No understeer. You know, yeah, if I launch it from a dead stop, am I gonna get some torque steer? Sure. But if you notice, through those turns, it allows you to carry the speed, no understeer whatsoever. All right, guys, one more time, just for you, here on Rady's Rides. I love this Si. It's a ton of fun. I'll try to be quiet so you can just listen. Yes! So I had to keep myself composed there and just keep my mouth shut, let you enjoy the drive. That was difficult because you know me, I want to let you really experience what it's like by me talking about it. But hopefully that was nice for you just to sit back, have the sounds turned up on your earbuds or your stereo or whatever you're watching Rady's Rides on. This car is a blast. We got to get back before anybody starts coming after us. So we're going to wrap this up. I'll see you back at the undisclosed location in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another amazing day with this Honda Civic Si. Definitely got to thank Davis and the rest of the crew over at Honda for allowing Rady's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. This has got to be one of the best bangs for your buck when it comes to a performance car, especially with a limited slip differential, 205 horsepower that's turbocharged, a slick shifting 6-speed manual transmission, and adaptive dampers. At a price of around $26,000, I think the Si really is a performance value home run. If it's cars like these that you want to see on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. Got to give it out to Big Guns McGee. He's been fighting the random people coming up, wanting to talk to him, wanting to touch him. Thank you, Tom, for putting up with all that. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.